And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. As we roll along here, getting closer and closer to football season, media preseason poll is out. I will discuss that this evening and a possible debate with my co-host in the upstate, Mr. Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
Rob, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Hey, man, I got some good news today. Calloway's Bar and Grill is going to sponsor our Pick'em Challenge again. This is like I think it's the seventh or eighth season in a row that they've done this. So thanks to them for that. If you'll notice, I put the link in the description. If you want to join, go ahead. Do it now. I know some of y'all are going to wait until the very last minute, whatever, but it's already there waiting for you. Jackpot, you put out a video on this earlier. It's very simple. We pick 10 games against the spread every week, plus the Kale Hall shitter. Once those games are ready, we'll have them in the mix for you. And the winner at the end of the season will get 70% of the pot. 20% and then 10% for third place.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, this is the second year that we've done that. It's kind of given a bit of a participation trophy to the second and third. Well, I don't. I want to call it participation. Participation trophy always seems like a backhanded type deal. It's giving you. It's a consolation prize, I guess we'll call it.
Well, what it does is that it makes people think like, all right, look, if somebody jumps out to a big lead, then a lot of people may quit because they think they can't make
Yeah, it keeps everyone. It keeps more people vested for longer. Now,
it does.
if you're halfway out of it by like game 8, then a lot of these people just give up.
Yeah, but if you can get just a perspective, if it's a $3,000 pot, which is
That would
not a
be insane.
well, but if it's a $3,000 pot,
We
and
got we got a $3,000 pot would be insane, dude. I would be so happy.
yeah, well, I mean it's a lofty goal, but I think we can make it happen. Here's the deal, though: if it's a $3,000 pot, then you get $300 for finishing third. Not bad for a $20 investment.
Walk It Off Sports says I'm winning with this. Have you been in it before?
If you have, we don't know what your name is.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't remember. I'm not. Yeah. Chris asked me last night to make him a moderator, and I told him I would. And then he just commented and asked me why I didn't make him a mod yet. Well, you have to be on the chat. If I give somebody a wrench, it has to be on the
yeah,
chat. So that would be why. But thank you for reminding me.
yeah.
Jay Rice says you agree jackpot with what the media voted South Carolina the SEC. We're going to talk about all that.
We'll get into that. But first, jackpot.
Oh, you are Mike Bridges. Okay, well, I wonder what the hell happened to Mike Bridges. There we go. It's weird. Well, people just kind of disappear. I had a Tennessee fan comment on something today that I haven't seen. They used to comment all the time, and I hadn't seen them in months. And some people disappear. You don't even think about it
Right.
because I mean there's so many. But then there are some that you wonder. Well, I hadn't heard from so and so in a while.
Well, yeah, and there's that too, and just a couple quick things on that. When you put your name out there, some of you may go by something that is not going to be what your PayPal or whatever it is that you have out there. So let us know what you want to be named as on the leaderboard. That's important because some of y'all may not want people to know that Jill Johnson is in this thing. They want to be known as I don't know, whatever. Make sure you put that in the mix, okay? Also, make sure your email is attached to your PayPal or however you pay for it. We're going to try to send out the Pick'em form via email, so you'll have that in your email box and ready to go.
In
So,
your inbox. Some of you like boobies in your inbox. Some of you like Callaway's sign up forms in your inbox. I like both. Um,
well, the form is in your damn it, jackpot. The form is already up at robandkaleshow.com. Go and check it out. All right.
Somebody introduced me like that one time. We were doing something funny one time on Facebook or somewhere. I don't remember where it was, and I can't even remember who it was who did this. It might have been my buddy Zane, that's a Florida State fan, but he said something about this Carolina jackpot. He's 5'8" of Gamecock twisted steel. Said he likes Miller Lite beer. He likes working hard and boobies in his inbox.
Jesus.
uh, so Michael says, "How do I go to membership?" We don't have that here.
Yeah.
I don't have members on the channel. I don't do that stuff. I don't know how to set it up, and frankly, I ain't worried about it. If I don't set up a Patreon one day, if I had become a full time YouTuber doing this all the time, I would have definitely set up a Carolina Jackpot Patreon. But not worried about it. I don't have time hardly to keep up with doing videos. Flubby says fall camp is starting soon. And then boom, the session officially begins. LSU Hyper Ninja said, Jackpot looking forward to LSU and South Carolina game. Hopefully you don't blame the refs this year. Well, I mean, the whole country blamed the refs last year, sir. You know that. You got away with one there. But as I've said on here time and time again, South Carolina shouldn't let you come back from down 17 points. The referees had a little bit of a hand in some of that, but ultimately you got to make plays all the time.
All right. Well, Jackpot, I have to, before we get into the media day stuff, I want to address something you sent me yesterday. And I don't know how the logistics of it are going to work, but apparently you and the Tennessee gentleman are going to have a debate of some sort
Yes, that's correct.
About the game from what, 2020, was it 2023?
2022.
2022. Sorry about that. The 2022 matchup.
2023 was when they pulled out the Halloween uniforms a month before Halloween and beat us down.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, so this guy he's put out stuff that, let's just be honest, it is at best conspiracy theory bullshit. Okay? At worst, it's him just lying to get likes. I went back and looked at some of this stuff, and the correlation that he has is that Shane Beamer had to pay a fine for the incident with the playbook from
the WikiLeaks.
The WikiLeaks, yeah. He had to pay a fine for that, and okay, that's fine. But he's trying to tie that into the Connor Stallion stuff and Michigan and all of that, and then trying to imply that there's this whole notion of, keeping Tennessee out of the playoff by losing to South Carolina. That's the vibe. Am I missing anything, Jackpot?
No, you've pretty much got the vibe down. Here's some of the stuff that I've got. All right, why would our focus not be on with Connor Stallion stealing signs? Why, his focus, and obviously it was, why wouldn't it be on Michigan and Michigan winning their games? You win your games, you're going to be in the playoffs. It doesn't matter who you play. Why would they be scared to play Tennessee and scared to play Clemson? We want to knock them out. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. I think he was scouting Tennessee and getting their signals, and he had purchased tickets to their game. I think he had purchased their games, watching them and watching Clemson, because he was scouting their signals for Michigan. He wasn't scouting their signals to send to somebody else. Does that not make more sense?
Well, that makes a lot of sense, but
it makes perfect sense because likely they were headed to the playoffs. I mean, had they not both suffered upsets? South Carolina wore wristbands against Tennessee in 2022. I can't explain that. I mean, they run that high tempo offense. I mean, I don't know exactly what they put on these kind of sheets when they do it. I mean, I'm not a coach. I mean, I haven't played in fucking 30 plus years. I mean, but I would suspect that they were, kind of maybe graphing out some of the looks they were going to get, because they knew they were at a disadvantage. I mean, everybody was at a disadvantage that year against them. They were on their heels. So, it could have been that. They didn't wear them against Clemson the next week. Okay, if we cheated against Tennessee with the wristbands, why didn't they wear them against Clemson to cheat against them with the wristbands? Well, because Clemson didn't run a tip. Well, they ran some kind of tempo. I mean, none of that makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. And like you said, they put up 38 points. What they have, like 500 yards of offense?
Well, I've got a couple of things on that. First of all, I want to give Andrew the textbook credit here. South Carolina wore wristbands in 2021. Yeah, they have. That has happened in the past. So this whole I've been on working the Gamecock beat for freaking this is my 21st, 22nd year. I've seen them with wristbands on defense for certain games. Okay? Stop it. That is an outright lie that you're thinking that, oh, because they had wristbands on, they had some sort of unfair advantage. If they had an unfair advantage, let me give you this. And I don't like to defend Shane Beamer one stinking bit or that program, but facts are facts. If they had wristbands, how did they give up 507 total yards? How did that happen? I don't understand. Are they so fucking ignorant with these bands on that they still gave up 500
Yeah,
yards?
I told him. He told me they may have had signals on both sides of the ball, and I said you scored on 6 out of 10 possessions.
Right.
I mean,
Well, and
had
then
nothing for that one. I mean,
here's the other thing. Here was your problem with that day, okay? And even the most ardent Tennessee fan, if they're honest, they will. I mean, this completely shoots him in the dick, and the fact that he keeps saying this stuff, and the Tennessee simpletons, because that's what you are. If you keep going there and watching these videos about oh they cheated, you are a simpleton.
yep.
South Carolina scored on 9 out of the 10 possessions that they had the football. It had nothing to do with their defense. It had to do with your defense and the fact that Spencer Rattler fucking cooked you. That's what it was. It had nothing to do with sand on the field, wristbands, none of that shit. And if you believe that, then you're just fucking stupid. There's nothing we can do to help you with that. And you know what? And I appreciate Jackpot for going and trying to correct this guy, but you're validating this motherfucker, Jackpot. You're going over there with your vast football knowledge and giving it to him, and it's just I hope it's on a third channel and not his.
No, no,
Because
no, no. It's not. I'm going to talk about that. Well, what was I going to say here? If you
I'm
look
sorry.
at the way where that game was situated on the schedule and what had happened in the previous weeks, and that was it was the classic trap spot for Tennessee. Carolina had come off of that loss against Florida on the road. They lost, I think it was 38-6 against a terrible. I see Octavian in the chat. I'm not taking a shot at you. Against a terrible Florida team. They were running good. The week before, you'll remember Tennessee as a 19-point home favorite had beat Mizzou 66-24. I remember that now. They ran the score up on them, put a score in late. So it was the perfect spot for that to happen. They were a 22-point favorite against us. They ended up losing by 25. Are you telling me, even the Gamecocks had their signals, are you telling me that if you're good enough to be favored by 22 points over somebody, that those are worth a 47-point swing from the spread to the final score? Bullshit.
Well, also, and I'm looking
Bullshit.
back on this Jackpot, and I haven't had. So this is 2022, right?
Yes.
Here. All right. So in 2022, I'm looking at who they played as far as quarterbacks go. Now, I'm trying to figure this out because when I look at the 2022 schedule here for Tennessee, I don't know who the Ball State quarterback is. They beat Pitt 34-27. Their quarterback wasn't that good. Wasn't there? I mean, it may have been. I don't know if that was Kenny
That
Pickett or
would have
not.
been.
Was it
I
Kenny
don't.
Pickett? I mean, I can't.
No, no. Pickett. Do you
Pickett was
remember
gone.
when Clemson lost to Pitt the year before in 2021 at Pitt?
Right.
Kenny Pickett was on that. I think that was Kenny Pickett's last year.
Yeah.
I
Well.
don't know who it was.
Oh well. No, the high passer was Hooker in that game. Right on down the line. But anyway, they played Florida the week after that. They played at LSU. They won by 27 points, which Jaden Daniels was, I think, their quarterback in that matchup, if I remember correctly. I got to look back on that
It
one.
was. He was there 2 years. That was their best win of the year to me. I know they beat Alabama the next week at home, but I think that was their best. That was their best win of the year.
I'm just thinking when I look at it, I couldn't remember who they played as far as quarterbacks go. I know that they beat uh, the quarterback for the Panthers now, so that
Bryce
kind of
Young.
yeah. So they beat Bryce Young, but they put up 52 points against Alabama. That was a big deal.
They beat
And,
Kentucky 44-6. That would have been that was Will
right.
Levis.
But yeah, so they did play some decent quarterbacks there. I just thought it was just Spencer Rattler cooking.
At Mizzou, that would have been Brady Cook. If you
Yep,
remember, Brady Cook kind of struggled
he struggled.
before 2023.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, looking back at those quarterbacks, what Rattler threw for 453 yards.
Jesus.
Just wrap your head around that for a second. I don't see any. I mean, he just cooked. That's all there was to it, and the stars aligned correctly. Because if you remember that game, Jackpot, nobody gave South Carolina a snowball's chance in hell.
No,
Both
no,
of
no.
us,
I did a radio spot with some guy out of Chattanooga
right?
before that game, and he gave me a final score, make a prediction, and I did like 45-14 or something.
Yeah.
Incredibly lopsided. So
Well, Tennessee was rolling, but
we
here's
were
the
dead. We were dead in the water, no doubt about it. And then another one of his talking points is, well, they went 2-7 after that. Okay, well that goes after Clemson. That goes to a bowl game that they lost, which was back and forth. Either team could have won it. And then we went into a new season, dude. You can't count a new season where you've lost a ton of players to the portal. You have a ton of it just doesn't compute. They had a ton of injuries. Everybody knows I don't like to blame the injuries, but people know that those results in some of those games would have been different if they'd had a more healthy squad. I mean, it's just dumb. It's a
well.
lot of dumb stuff.
Let's talk about those the seven losses. One is to Notre Dame in a bowl game that no one gives a shit about.
One was to Notre Dame.
One's to North Carolina.
Yeah, they lost
And
to North Carolina. That was a bad loss. That was a bad one. They lost to number one Georgia.
number one
And
Georgia.
that's
Then they
embarrassing.
lost to Tennessee on the road,
Lost
where
to
they
Florida
had
by 2 points. Well, that was
right.
a game they shouldn't have lost that, but they did. The Mizzou game. I mean,
Yeah,
Mizzou was
Mizzou.
hot that year.
They
Then they
lost at
lost to A and
they,
M.
now that's also another piece of shit argument. So
It's a pretty tough schedule.
no, it's a piece of shit argument on his fault, on his point that, oh, they went 2-7 in the next nine. He is cherry picking like a motherfucker. I don't have to cherry pick. All I have to do is look at this offensive numbers where South Carolina had 606 total yards against you. That's all I need to know. Your defense checked out on you, sir. That's a fact. Now, if I want to put conspiracy theories out there, I could put one out there like this. Your defense checked out on you and it's Heupel's fault. Why don't I put something out there like that? That's better than the lies you're putting out there. He was the head coach of a team that gave up 606 yards on the road to a team that on paper was not supposed to beat them. He took your fucking soul, and that's your coach's
North
fault.
of Knox says, can't believe South Carolina would cheat like this. Been watching Sports Talk, Jay, and things really make sense. You guys talk about it every time he makes it. Well, then we'd be talking about it every episode because he makes a video about it about every other day, or at least every third day. And that stop trolling.
Well, you're trolling and whatever. But anyway, I Jackpot. I know that you're going to do that, but and I tell you what, you're a more patient person than I am. because I literally would open up whatever debate that we have with like, this is me taking time out of this. I'm going to send you an invoice, sir. You are wasting my time. That's what I would
it,
tell him.
it's fun. We're going to do that over on Rec Talks channel
Oh, good.
pretty soon. Sometime in the next few weeks. He's doing some stuff. He's actually moving. He's moving into a new house, so he will be kind of out of pocket for a couple of weeks. But then maybe after that, because I'm going on vacation. At least we do it before the season starts. Maybe we could do that like before the Redneck Brawl pay per view that we're going to do. That
Okay,
we're
yeah,
gonna watch.
we have to talk about that. We're going to get that down into
Wouldn't
the.
that be great?
Yeah, I really want to do the Redneck Brawl thing where we have like a private screening where you can watch. We'll send you a link where you can watch. We're not going to stream it to everybody else, but you'll be able to watch with us. And yeah, we're gonna do a raffle for that jackpot. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure that out. We were going to try to help out the flood victims in Texas. That's where we were going with that.
That was yeah, they've been putting out some promos. I've been seeing them over on Facebook. I mean, every day it's somebody new. Um, some of them are really funny. They're really good. Some of them are kind of dumb. But
Yeah, we will work on that as we roll along here. All right, Jackpot, let's talk about South Carolina. They're picked to finish fifth in the SEC, according to the media. um, do you agree with that, Jackpot? Do you think that's a fair spot there for South Carolina? I was kind of stunned a little bit by it, to be honest with you.
if they play up to their ceiling, I think this year, I think that it's doable. I really, really do. If the pieces on defense come together, uh, I mean, I do think it's doable. I think it is too high given how much they've lost. And like someone told me today, I think you're wrong about the defense, about the front seven. Go back and look at it and do a video on just the new defensive personnel. You'll see, that's great. But the thing is, it's all speculation. A lot of these people, we haven't seen them in action. Okay, apparently this kid from Texas A&M is going to take one of those starting defensive tackle spots. We don't know a whole lot about him because he didn't have a lot of in-game experience at Texas A&M. Now he was a 5-star coming out of high school. But once again, how's he going to fit in our system? We've got a linebacker from Alabama. How's that going to fit in the system? We've got a kid, Fred Johnson, who played some at Carolina last year that's pretty young too. How's that going to fit in? They have potential to be really, really good. I mean, I think on the ends, I think they'll be solid. I don't have a lot of question marks there other than Dylan Stewart getting double and triple teamed. But I mean, that's gonna open up the for some of these other guys to make plays.
Yeah,
There's so many questions. The thing is, one or two of them are going to really overperform and really come out of nowhere and become stars. A couple of them are going to underperform. Somebody's probably going to get hurt, and the rest of them are probably going to be about average. That's how I see things always kind of seem to play out.
well, I appreciate you saying, hey, that it's untapped. We don't know what they have yet. I can tell you, hey, we didn't know who Kennard was last year. We didn't. And then he goes up and ends up being, what, a second round draft pick, something like that. We just don't know. As far as who was asking, North of Knox did something about, does South Carolina have that one defensive lineman returning that was eating up the pocket?
No, you
Yeah,
talking about Tonka?
Stewart was eating up the pocket too, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, Tonka was not Tonka. Was he talking about Kennard or both of them were. Dylan Stewart's the one that's the sophomore. He's back. Kennard was the guy that was the transfer from Georgia Tech. He won't be back.
Yeah, I was looking at the man, what was like Jaden Kilgore made the team like second string or something like that. I'm trying to find I'm trying to
Uh,
find. Was it second string all SEC
yeah,
preseason?
Octavian down there says Tennessee is soft. Octavian, I think they're going to beat the shit out of y'all this year. They might shut your mouth for you.
Yeah, well, first team quarterback though, jackpot. And
I
look,
don't know. I wish both of you could lose. But
I'm in the camp that when you we don't argue with the trophies here. 2025 preseason media days, all SEC team. Your first team quarterback is Lenore Sellers from South Carolina. They like him better than whoever Tennessee's sending out there. They like him better than Jarrett Nussmeier down at LSU.
yeah,
Uh,
I saw that too. I was kind of looking at Garrett Nussmeier's stats. He didn't have a lot of experience either coming into
no,
last year. He played some in 2023 in backup of Jaden Daniels, but not a lot. Um, his QBR last year was a little bit low. 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That touchdown to interception ratio is not quite as high as it needs to be. Now, I mean, he can sling it. He threw for over 4,000 yards, but he's not mobile. He had negative yardage for the year rushing, which we know is sack yardage. But his long rush for the year was 14 yards. So
right.
he doesn't really have a set of wheels. So maybe that's what they're looking at with Sellers, that he's more of that dual threat. So that he kind of got the edge over him a little bit. So I mean, I don't know. 27-12, the pick six that he threw to Emin Worry, that the pick six that wasn't because of the flag. Did that count as an interception, or would that have been wiped out?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at that. I know what you're talking about, but I I was just look, and
I
I'm
think it was
once
probably
again,
wiped out.
I'm not I'm not I'm not trying to run shade against Lenora Sellers here, but I thought that the
Ella
SEC,
says it counted, so
I thought that they would have had Arch Manning higher. I thought that they may have made him first team or maybe Nussmeyer. I really did. But the other thing was no DJ Lagway. Apparently, he's not good enough to be a preseason All SEC pick there. Sorry, Florida
well,
fans.
he's another one that you don't know. I mean, he spent a lot of time on the shelf. Um, I mean, they did win the games that he started, but I don't know. He doesn't have eye popping stats to me. I mean, he throws a really good deep ball. I mean,
Yep.
he's super talented, but
So
another wait and see thing. You've got a lot of unknown at quarterback this year in the SEC. A lot. I don't know when we've ever seen a year like this. I mean, you have unknown at Ole Miss, unknown at Tennessee, you got unknown at Alabama, and
at
you got
Georgia,
unknown at Kentucky, unknown at Mizzou. And I say unknown because they haven't unknown even at Oklahoma with Mateer, and that guy was a freaking hammer last year. But against a much softer schedule than he's going to play at Oklahoma, we'll see how he handles it.
um, first team defense for South Carolina. No argument for me on this one. Dylan Stewart, he is he's a man child. Let's just leave it at that. Let's see what else. There was one other one.
Floby seems to think it should automatically go to Nussmeier because he threw for 4,000 yards last year. He also had a less than 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, and his long on rushing was 14 yards.
Also, Jalen Kilgore was a second team mention there for South Carolina. A
Yep.
lot of folks don't talk about him, but I mean, when you step back and look at it, I mean, the guy's a hell of a defensive back.
Oh, I do. He's got hands like glue.
Yeah. One other interesting note, and this was funny to me.
They'll have another defensive back, either Judge Collier, um, or one of those kids that'll step up this year too. I
So
think
your
big time.
specialists, all of the specialists, your punter, your place kicker, long snapper, what is it? Kick returns, all purpose, punt return,
Everybody was Georgia.
all of it was Georgia.
Every single one of
And
them. That's
all
that's
over it's
that's
Georgia
that's
Bulldogs.
clutch too. That's clutch. I mean, you look at that. People don't. They do, but they don't. And year after year, I think that just gets glossed over. But that's freaking. That's nice. That you've got a solid field goal kicker. You've got a solid punter.
Yeah.
That's going to win you a game. That's going to win y'all a game at least. I mean, you play Texas in a close game at home, or Alabama in a close game at home. That could prove to be the difference, and it may well be. May well be. I think our special teams is all new. Rob, is it fair for me to say that I think that may cost us a win this year?
It could. I
No,
mean, if you get
not having Kai Kroger anymore sucks because it was that guy was like he was like Parker White. They were like institutions there. I mean, it was like you think you'd wake up in the morning, you'd go make coffee and see uh, Kai Kroger punting the football for the Gamecocks.
well, but not only punting the
He's
football,
not
but
there anymore. It's
he flipped the field every time. I mean, he was a guy that was flipping the damn field.
I remember
So,
one year. I remember one year. I think it might have been like 2019, and it wasn't Kai Kroger. It was the punter we had before him. And I forgot, name of God, I can't remember what his name was. Somebody will know it. But anyway, he was really good too. And I talked about how good his stats were, and I looked at him for the year, and I talked about Clemson's punter that year and how they didn't have a lot of punt yards. I'm like, it's because they don't fucking punt the football. I'm like, it's because they fucking score. I'm like, you have so many reps at punting because our offense is absolute horseshit. I said, so you're on the field almost at the end of every drive. So obviously you're going to have a chance to hit some boomers.
yeah.
Charlton, there you go. Thank you.
There we go. Anyway, yeah.
Mitch Jeter was a field goal kicker, Tiger
Mhm.
Red Devil. People call me a savant. I'm a savant on some stuff. Sometimes with my player stuff, though, I forget people's names.
Well, you were right about that, though. I mean, having that aspect of the game under lockdown, basically, which is what Georgia essentially has, makes them better. Makes every team better. I wish that Dabo Sweeney would take more and put more into the special teams because I don't think he really does, to be honest with you.
Well, he always seems to come up find a good field goal kicker.
Well, we'll see on that front, but
Well, I think a guy last year, I mean, he came through for you at the end there.
he did.
A freshman, too. He's a true freshman. Nolan Hauser.
Hauser, yeah, he'll be back, and one of the things that I think he'll be a good kicker, but
That other guy can suck my dingaling. The one from the year before that freaking Wall Street frosty tip dipshit. Fuck him forever. I don't know why I don't like him, but I just don't. I think I was just mad all around at that game. Floby says Sellers is a good quarterback. The thing is, he's not a great passer, and he is more effective on the run. Not saying he can't throw; he isn't that great of a passer. He's very good. And as these receivers develop, as he's getting more coaching from Shula and those guys, he's going to become a really good passer. They're going to develop him into one. He is so good on the ground. That's why he was able to beat out your dude for that. And it doesn't mean anything anyway. I mean, why are we doing it? I'm not beating my chest over that, but I'll beat my chest if he wins the postseason All SEC. I ain't beating it over that. Preseason awards mean nothing.
they don't. But it kind of gives you an idea of what the media thinks about you.
Yeah, yeah.
That kind of
The thing that kind of that confuses me, and I said this yesterday in the media, they did the Gamecocks. You got Phil Steele here that's picking us 11th in the conference. He's got a bunch of teams kind of tied up in certain spots, and then he's really high on Oklahoma. Josh Pate, who we affectionately call Juice Poot, is really high on Oklahoma. But then you look at this, and the other members of the media are higher on the Gamecocks, it would seem, after they average all that out, and lower. It seems like they're real. I was shocked by how low on Oklahoma they are. They've got them down below. They've got Tennessee lower than I think Tennessee will finish. They've got them below Ole Miss. They've got them below A&M. Then they have then Oklahoma is just ahead of Auburn. So I'm confused. are some of the members of the media that are voting on these things polished? Do you think some of them don't really have a?
I
Is it
think
fair to say, Rob? Some of them don't have a fucking clue what they're doing.
well, there are people that we mock that get to vote
You think
in the
there's
SEC.
some homerism, I think, too, that goes into that.
Oh, there absolutely is. Absolutely. Look, I mean,
And like
absolutely.
last year, somebody voted. How many? Somebody gave Vanderbilt like 5 first place votes
Yeah.
one year. What I mean, last year, I mean, damn. I mean, you think for a minute that hey, that might have been a little bit valid, but anytime before that, I mean, I'm like, who's voting Vandy in first place?
Cade, thank you for the super chat. Says Elliot Fry was a damn good place kicker. Yes, he was.
Yeah,
Um,
thank
let's
you.
bring on. Let's bring on. Let's go with Octavian first. Octavian, welcome to the program.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Hello, Octavian.
Well, first off, I want to say, Rob Sanders, you know football. Um, Me and Seth had an interesting conversation earlier this morning about Clemson and owning South Carolina. Why do he think that y'all is gonna lose in Columbia?
Because we've lost what, two out of our last three to the Gamecocks. Maybe that's what he's going after.
Sir, respectfully, South Carolina is historically bad in Columbia when it comes down to playing Clemson. They're historically sorry.
Look,
I just
we can definitely have that conversation. Clemson has more wins in Columbia than South Carolina has in the series. That's
I try to
fine.
tell him that. I try to tell him that today. South Carolina is sorry.
They are sorry. They're a sorry program, but that doesn't mean that Clemson can't go in there and get their fucking lip kicked in like they did in Death Valley last year.
Yeah, well, no, that they won by 3, but anywho,
You think y'all think Florida would have beat
LSU is
Clemson
gonna be
last year?
what they
No.
say.
Think Florida would have
Y'all
beat?
won by 3.
Would they have won it in Clemson?
We would have. We would have beat South Carolina too, for
Oh, really?
sure.
Cool.
Oh
Okay.
yes, we'll beat them.
You also said that you would beat Miami. How'd that work out for you?
Well, that was the first game of the season. We got them in the third game of
Well,
the season.
that's
I
because
think they'll be
DJ
ready.
Lagway didn't play, Rob.
Oh, my bad.
No, he did. He did play. He played the last 15 minutes of the game.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. He didn't start. Graham Squirt started for you, and he squirted all over the place, and then they finally decided to put the freshman in.
Yeah. These LSU fans are getting a little too mouthy for me in this
He does
comment
have. I
section.
mean, he does have a point. South Carolina has not played Clemson great at home. I think the last time we won at a clip from 2009, 11, and 13. I think prior to 2009, I think the last time we won there was 2001. And then after prior to 2001, I think you have to go all the way back to 87, the
Wow.
Fire Ants and Black Death game. So that was 14 years there.
I'm checking that out right
I
now.
believe
Just
I'm right in saying that. I know
I'm checking.
89 was the 45 to nothing game. 91 Clemson won. I mean, it wasn't close. I don't remember what the score. 93 I was at that game. Clemson won at 16-13. 95 I was at that game too. Clemson won 38-17. That one was tied at 17 going into the fourth quarter. And then South Carolina just they did South Carolina things. 97 you beat us at home like 47-21. That was a bad one. And then in 99 that was a year we didn't win a game. I think Clemson won by like 10. Clemson didn't have a good team that year either.
Right. I'm
But
looking at it now. And everything you're putting up is good there. I just
um,
go
South
from.
Carolina has won, though. They won at Clemson in 92, 94, 96,
Yep.
and then come back, and I don't think they won again there until maybe 2006,
Wow.
10,
Yeah.
12.
2006.
Yeah, 12,
2000.
and then not again until 22. So they've done better at Clemson. It's weird. It's really weird.
It is weird because like you can look at and South Carolina's played really well at home, but Clemson hasn't. Their last loss there was in 2013.
Wow.
Uh, so yeah, I mean,
Unbelievable.
It's a mess, but
This is why I was saying these South Carolina fans is getting a little mouthy, saying they're gonna beat Clemson, they're gonna beat LSU. They're not
We
beating
just beat them
LSU.
last year, so why would we? I mean, why would they not think that we
Y'all
could
beat
beat them
them
this
by
year?
3. Y'all beat them by 3.
No, we won. It doesn't matter
well,
if we
It's like
beat them
that. It's
by
like
half
that.
a point.
It's like that. Y'all beat them by
It don't
30.
matter if it was like
Act
in those
like y'all beat them by
cartoons where
30.
we're kicking an extra point, and then the gun
We
goes
beat
off
Florida
at
State
the game.
31-11.
Half the football goes over the crossbar, and half of it don't. They still count as half a point, and we won by
Y'all
half
beat
of that point.
Clemson
Now,
by a
who got
miracle
the W?
interception
Who got the
and a
W?
miracle point last time y'all played them. A
Okay.
miracle point one year and a
A
miracle
miracle, but
3 points last
a
year.
freshman quarterback is the road for 82,000 people, a top 10 team that's his rival at home, behind with a minute left and scores. Had 10 people touch him, not take him down, and he scores.
look,
That
hold on.
that is a play.
I completely agree with you. Shane Beamer went in there and he's a fucking dope and has won his last 2 times at Clemson. Last year, he took a team in there, as Jackpot said, with a freshman quarterback with 82,000 people that fucking hated him, and they still went in there and won. So you have to be respectful of that. Losing to South Carolina as a Clemson fan to me is like losing to Vanderbilt. That's just how I look at it. But they
Right.
did go into Death Valley and they won. So give them their props for that.
They
And
can't beat y'all in Columbia.
they fucking
They
won it
have before. They
before.
just haven't in a while. We have a lot of shitty teams in between those
Y'all
points.
sorry as hell.
Okay.
There's no way in the hell y'all could beat Clemson y'all can't beat Clemson this year in Columbia. I think Clemson might put 40 on y'all to make a statement. I really
Hey,
do.
we might
Because
put
Clemson has a
45 on
team.
them.
Look, we've had national championship teams that have went into Columbia and and not played well. I mean, Sean Elliott, fucking that game was you didn't get the vibe that Clemson was going to lose, but if you look at what the 2017 matchup, the 2015 matchup, the year that they won the national title in Columbia, uh the Gamecocks lost 37-32
Yeah.
with Sean Elliott as their coach. Deshaun Watson at quarterback, Mike Williams, all those guys went in there and had to actually play in the fourth quarter against a South Carolina team that lost to the Citadel the week before and got quit on by fucking Spurrier in the middle of the season.
That was they were up 21-3 in that game, and Carolina came back and it was 28-25 in the fourth quarter. And Clemson had the ball. I remember you can go back and watch Todd Ellis call that next drive, and it was 38. There was 20. It was 28-25, and they had the ball, and then Watson started pushing it down the field, and we got them in like a 3rd and 8 situation. They're about to have to turn it over, and we're going to get the ball back again, maybe take the lead, and he throws the pass and completes it to that tight end. What's his name? Leggett, I think, was his name.
Xavier
And he
Leggett.
was like, drops back 3rd and 8, looking first. Oh no! He's got his tight end for a first down. They went down and scored and kind of put it away.
Yeah, but
Rob Sanders, real quickly, while I have your attention, sir, when
sure.
is the last time what is Shane Beamer's record against Billy Napier? Can you tell me that record, please, sir?
I don't know, man. I don't keep up with coaches' records against
He's
fucking
0-2 against
control.
Billy Napier. He's 0-2. He's 0-2.
Hey,
He's
I'll tell you, that
0-2.
would be
He's
great.
0-2. You're sitting here beating your chest and bragging about it. He beat
We're
him
beating
2.
South Carolina next year. We're going to beat them, and we own them.
Well, how do you know we're going to play you next year? You haven't seen the
You're not-
schedule.
Y'all is on the schedule. Y'all on the schedule.
Have you seen it
not
yet?
on
Because I haven't.
You're not
Where'd
on the
you
schedule
see
this
it?
year, Jackpot. God damn it. That's the shit that bugs me. You don't fucking play them. It's the same thing with Tennessee. They don't play Tennessee every year. It doesn't.
Yeah.
None of that shit matters.
You're bragging
Listen
about
here.
you're bragging
We
about
own-
Billy Napier.
we-
You're
we
bragging
own-
about Billy Napier. No, shut for a second. You're bragging about Billy Napier beating Shane Beamer by 2 points in 2023, but
We
we
beat
can't
him
brag
by
about
damn
beating
near
Clemson
40.
by 3 points in 2024.
We damn near beat them by 40. That's in 2022. What are you talking about? The
How
game
much?
that you was just talking about. We beat them
I
38-6.
That was bad.
We
I don't
whooped his
think
ass.
It was bad. It was
Octavian,
also bad
calm
when
down.
when we fired Will Muschamp that day. But
I don't think that Billy Napier will be the head coach at
what about
Florida.
when Dan Mullen came in 2021? That was pretty ugly too, wasn't it?
Anybody want to bet me
Damn,
on
man,
that?
they own y'all too.
Well,
Damn,
he
man,
sure didn't own us his last game. We got him fired too.
All right, Octavian, I got to move on, buddy. Thank you, man.
fuck South Carolina, fuck LSU, and fuck Georgia. Go Gators, bro.
Dear God, he's gonna burn the fucking French fries at Popeyes. Stubby, what's up?
Well, like I said last time, fuck Octavian. In any case, I'd really like to see his pick'em challenge because he may be the worst football analysis person I've ever seen in my life. We should
He
post
won't
that
get in the
publicly.
Pick'em challenge.
Was
You're
he
right.
in
It
it?
does.
Was he
It
in it
costs
last
money.
year, Rob?
No, he's never been in it. And I tell you what, here's the thing: a lot of people will run their dick suckers. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And then when you actually put out there, hey, enter the Pick'em challenge, so you fucking know all this football stuff. Let's see how you do.
He's
These
not gonna do it.
cocksuckers won't get in it.
A
They
lot of
won't
them
get.
It
don't. Yeah,
if he does it, we should post him. He's going 0 for 200.
I,
In any
I
case,
he might finish with like a record low performance.
my dog. I'll have my dog pick games. He'll, he'll pick better than Octavian.
no question.
I know my wife will outpick him. She won this fucking thing last year.
Wow.
She'll
Okay.
outpick him. I guarantee you that too. My wife and my dog will outpick Octavian. The fucking comrade will outpick Octavian. And he's been the shit for a long time. He'll outpick Octavian.
Well, anyway, I wanted to ask. I'd been watching a lot of the SEC media stuff, and I felt like most of what Shane Beamer did was just talk about everything that he lost. Like in every interview he did, all he talked about was the losses on defense. It almost felt like he was. I don't know. Last year he was very confident. So I just wanted to hear y'all's thoughts on that, like the change up.
Are you
I think
talking
that
about his opening address? I didn't watch all of his interviews. I haven't had a chance to, but
he did seem more confident last year. I do think that Shane Beamer is a guy that, and once again, you can mock me for saying this, but in my opinion, he's a guy who leads with his heart on his sleeve, and he's just going to put out there whatever he thinks is how he feels. And maybe he doesn't feel confident about the defense because he's had to implement a lot of new pieces that he doesn't know what they are yet.
Yeah.
And that's fair because you got all these other new players coming in. Jackpot was talking about the young man from A&M.
Yeah. People think he's gonna be good. I don't understand.
He's supposed to be great, but we don't know. Beamer doesn't know. So we'll see.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I mean, that was really it. I just wanted to come tell Octavian off.
Oh, okay. Well, go through
well,
the drive-through and tell them
that's
in the,
like
Popeyes.
what what is it? I mean, it's like you're wasting your time almost with that. I hate to say that, like I mean, you ain't gonna change that guy's opinion on anything because his opinions are. It's just he's so funny. I'll tell you, it's just funny, it's absurd with some of the bullshit he comes up with. Oh man,
Anyway, yeah, that's Octavian's hilarious in that he was talking about, hey, we need to fire Napier before. I remember after the Miami game, he was on it. We got to fire this motherfucker. I mean, he was mad, and then all of a sudden now he's like, he's loving Napier, which is hilarious to me.
Rob, how do you feel like Clemson's going to do week 1 against LSU?
I think that I'm concerned a little bit about the running back room at Clemson. I know that everybody's like, oh, this guy's going to play, but as far as returning production, I don't know. I have no clue. So I'm worried about who's going to run the ball. And I know that everybody loves Cade Klubnik, but he came around as it went last season and started looking like a good quarterback. But I still have in my head where he lost the Miami game for us a couple of seasons ago, where he was told give the ball off, and he just didn't do it and decided he was going to call his own number. And it was one of the few times Dabo Sweeney's called a player out in a press conference. He was told
Yeah.
to hand the ball off, and he didn't. So I'm kind of like still nervous about that. I think our wide receiver room is better.
Y'all's wide receiver room is nuts.
I think that, but when it comes to LSU, though, Nussmeier can throw the ball a lot. And I wonder if Clemson, is going to have some issues, especially like they like to dump the ball off to the tight end, or they used to. I worry about them dumping balls off in the flat, and they're not going to have Barrett Carter there in coverage. They're going to have Brown there in coverage, and is he going to be able to pick up everything in game one and keep us from getting gashed to death right there in the middle of the field? So I have worries. I think that LSU has issues though in opening games, and I expect Clemson to win, but I wouldn't be shocked if LSU went up there and won.
Yeah, I don't know. Y'all's defensive line is so good. I don't really see how they're going to be able to stop any of that. I just feel like they're going to go down.
We had the same defensive line last year, and we lost to fucking Louisville.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like y'all be ready to play though.
I mean, I think we'll be ready to play too. But I mean, I like Terrell in the secondary. I'm worried a little bit about the linebackers, but I mean, there is talent there. What this new defensive coordinator is going to do with it, we shall see. It seemed like we were always playing like we were struggling to get into positions last year, and Goodman had us, almost walking up to the line, and then he would call plays, and like our guys were guessing. Fuck all that. Your defensive lineman, your job is to kill the quarterback. Your job is to stuff here. Your job is to stuff there. Fucking tell these guys what to do and let them go out there and do it. Stop with this bullshit of wait until damn 18 seconds on the play clock to get the defense into a mode. It annoyed the shit out of me. So,
Oh yeah, Carolina had many years of that. We would walk like 3 players down. It was ridiculous.
yeah, well, we'll see, man. I don't know, but the LSU game does make me nervous because that's one of those games where if they go out and they got thumped by Georgia last year, but that's a road game in my opinion. But losing at home early, that could take the wind out of your sails early, and maybe some of those defensive guys will be like, "Fuck, if we get cased by LSU here,
Yeah.
maybe they're not going to pay attention to this new defensive coordinator." I don't know.
Yeah.
So there you go with that.
Well, if you listen to Rob has SEC bias, he thinks Clemson's going to smash them. Smash 'em. What he said the other night.
Yeah, I think that
I don't know.
he has put that out there, but there may be a section of folks that are starting to believe that Brian Kelly is a fraud.
It's
And
just
he
you
may-
got to look at. I mean, he even at Notre Dame he couldn't win big games. Like it means something. I mean, it's just been too damn long.
Yeah. Jack over in the comments says Florida 56, LSU 13. Who's more delusional between him and Octavian? Maybe he says Florida's running the table. Is this Octavian's burner YouTube account?
I don't think so. I think he may be a new Florida guy, which will lose him after.
Now, I've seen him in here before. It's been a while saying dumb things. So I think that might be Octavian.
I'll bet you $100 they don't run the table, sir. Do you want my cash app? I'll give it to you.
I would bet you $1,000 they don't
say,
run
I'd
the
hope
table
that.
right now. I would bet you $1,000 they
Not
don't
a
run the
chance.
table.
They're not running the table.
Put it up.
Write that down.
No shot.
That's
No
how much
shot.
energy you guys give me. Well, look, dude, put your cash app out there. I got $100 right now. You will
I'm
not
telling
run.
you, Rob, no shot.
I
I
love
will
looking Florida
collect that.
schedule.
I'll collect that shit before fucking the end of September. I'm sure. I have to look at your schedule, but I probably will.
I'd look
Wouldn't
at
be
it.
surprised. I'm too rich and not generubs. I don't know what that means.
Jenna Rubs.
Need an interpreter.
Right.
Octavian, can you speak dumb gator? Help me out here. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Fluently.
Anyway, what else you got there, student?
Man, I'm gonna head out of here. Y'all have a good night.
All right, there you go. Navy
All right.
guy with a perfect point here. Florida's never ran the table in its history. 0 undefeated seasons. It's a good bet for me.
That's a fact.
There you go. Jarrett, welcome to the program.
What's going on?
Dan.
Chap-
Yeah, tell me. I know the rivalries, but I'm talking about Georgia. Who is the rivalries? This is a trivia question. You would know
Rivalries for what, sir?
for opponents. I know them. I know who they are.
For what?
Georgia rivalries.
Auburn, Georgia
I
Tech,
agree,
and
brother, but I
Florida
don't know
are
what
the
you're
main
talking about here,
ones.
man. Yeah.
I mean, Georgia's kind of got like some secondary rivalries too. I think South Carolina is like a secondary rivalry. I think Tennessee would be considered like a secondary rivalry, but they don't play every year, so it's kind of
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. So I get confused when people say that Alabama's our rival. I'm like, that's not. They're not our rival.
No, yeah, because y'all don't play enough. South Carolina, I think, is more of a rival to Georgia than Alabama is. Alabama is just a rival because you're both really, really good right here at the same time. And so they've played a lot, like in championship games and stuff. Lou seems to think South Carolina's not a rival to Florida. Or Georgia. I kind of disagree. They played every year since 1992. And then before that, they played there was a 2 year hiatus, I think in 1990 and 91, maybe. And then they had played every year back to like the 60s. I mean, they have something on the river down there in Augusta called the Border Bash
Right.
celebration the night before the game. I mean, you're not
Right.
having something like that if it's not a big game. Um, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Really quick here. Hold on. I got to put this out there for the Florida fans. Before Halloween, actually the day after Halloween is November 1st. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4. You could have 5 losses by the time the candy goes to spoil at CVS for Halloween. So don't come at me with this nonsense. You're going undefeated. That is an absolute joke. You play at LSU, you play at Miami, a home game with Texas, you play at A&M, and you have Georgia there. You'll be lucky to win one of those
I
games.
think so. I really think they could. They would.
Florida will be lucky to get 7 wins.
But the whole we're going undefeated, calm down. It's early.
No, they shouldn't be saying that at all because it's not early. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're going to go probably 6-0, maybe get 7 wins.
Halloween. And it'd be like, all right. Come on, man.
Let me
Yeah,
take a look.
So after Halloween, you've got you play at Kentucky, at Ole Miss, home game with Tennessee, and a home game with Florida State.
I
Okay.
think they're going to start off. I think they start out 2-2 after a loss at Miami. I think they lose that. They had an open date. They play Texas at home. I know Uncle Lou had picked him to upset Texas. I mean, it could happen. I mean, Texas is probably going to lose a game somewhere, and it might be an upset fashion. To me, though, no shot. I mean, I think they lose that. I think they lose at Texas A&M. They could be 2-4 on October 18th. I think they beat Mississippi State 3-4, Georgia 3-5, at Kentucky
Right.
and Ole Miss. I give them 2 wins there. I say be 5-5. I think they could win their final 4 games. I think they could beat Tennessee at home, and then they could beat Florida State 7-5, maybe. I mean,
yeah, they're lucky to get 7-5. That's the best. That's the bare minimum they'll get is probably 7 wins. They're not getting 8 wins. They're not
Kentucky Blue
getting.
Ball says they'll be lucky to get out of Kroger's with a win. And it might be. I mean, yeah, that's another one. We don't know what we're going to get from Kentucky this year. That they've been real quiet. I mean, it's been not a lot of hype around them, not a lot of talk around them. I mean, it could be a dangerous team, Kentucky. I mean, do you think, Rob? What do you think? You think the old Calzone, could recapture that magic he had when he beat Alabama back in 2021 when he was with Texas A&M?
I don't know. I think that
He's got to be like 30.
He might be.
He might be. I mean, there's some old ass college football players right now because of that COVID shit.
I'm in the camp of Kentucky's going to be like a 5 to 6 win
I
team.
think
So
most of it cycled out now. Finally, thank God.
look, I think Stoops is a hell of a coach, though.
Watch us now have another one. I mean,
So, so Rob, where do you got Georgia like win total? And you too, Jackpot.
I mean, at least
who?
10 wins, Georgia.
Yeah, I
Got 'em
think
at
they
least
go over. Is the win total 9.5?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they go over that. I think they win 10 games. I think they lose either one of those. I think they lose one of those two home games, Alabama or Texas. I think they finally take a loss at home. Because I mean, that win streak's got to end at some point. I think
Well,
they lose,
if it's gonna end by any place, it's gonna be Alabama because they just keep kicking Georgia's ass.
right, and I think they.
Lose to Auburn.
Uh, I
Yeah,
think they could go 11-1. I don't think they're losing to Tennessee, and I don't think they lose to Auburn.
I got them 9-3. I got them losing to Alabama, Auburn, and possibly Texas
I
Why does everybody think they're going to lose to Auburn? I don't understand that.
because
I
the
There's no
road
confidence there.
are you
because
fucking
the
kidding
road
me? Auburn is going to be a shit show.
it's because of the road environment having to play there. Shit happens
Look,
in.
you have a better chance of losing at Tennessee than you do at Auburn. You don't think that Tennessee's not a fucking on fire environment? They throw golf balls and mustard bottles.
Yeah, but we own Tennessee.
That doesn't mean anything. That's gonna be if it's just an environment. It's when's the last time that Auburn beat you? It has to be.
It's way back. I mean, you look at their result. They beat them. They won at Auburn in 2021, 34-10 as a 15-point favorite. And then in 2023 as a 14-point favorite. They won 27. That one was close. I remember that one. That Brock Bowers came up big in the fourth quarter in that game. Won 27-20. But I mean, at home they haven't struggled at all. They beat them like 27-6,
Georgia,
42-10, and 31-13.
Georgia's won 8 straight in the series since 2006. Auburn has 1, 2, 3 wins since 2006. So
Yeah, history's not on their side.
history's definitely not on their side. Let's check Tennessee too, because this
Tennessee hasn't won since 2016.
well, it's the same streak with Tennessee. They've won 8 there, but let's look back to the full list here. I mean, Tennessee has won. Hold on, what is it? Come on, computer, don't be stupid here. Tennessee won since 2006. At least Tennessee has what 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tennessee has 5 wins against you since 2006. That's better than Auburn with 3.
Tennessee probably piled up a lot of those wins during that 2006 to 2000
They had three.
period.
Three
They weren't.
between
No, Georgia
2000.
wasn't very good a few years there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
but as
I think you have a better
for
chance of losing at Tennessee than you do losing at Auburn. I think y'all are going to mop the floor with Auburn. I
okay,
think it'll be a
but
shit.
what do you think the score's going to be like for Tennessee? What do you expect?
I don't know. I don't know what Tennessee's got at quarterback. So I
That's
know that they
it's a
talk about they've got what Aguiar or whatever his name is. I haven't seen him take a snap for Tennessee yet, so it's hard for me to sit here and say that he's going to get in there and run the ropes. But I do know that Heupel takes quarterbacks from other people that where they were the shits and shines them up and makes them into decent SEC quarterbacks. He's done that. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
yeah.
And as for Alabama, do you think they're going 11-1 or 9-3?
Alabama's got questions at quarterback. They still have depth everywhere though. And
Yeah, I think they have the. I think they have the high. Do they have like the highest blue chip ratio roster of anybody, or is that Ohio State?
I know it's Texas. Texas is one.
That
Alabama's
was
two.
Sports Talk Jay did a show on that a couple of days ago, and they were way up there.
Yeah, I think Alabama can go depending on who they play. They play us. I'd have to look at their schedule, but I think Alabama possibly will go 11-1 or 10-2. But nobody in the SEC has over 10 wins. That's only Ohio State or Penn State, which is 10.5 or 10.
Yeah.
I think we'll have. I mean, on paper, Texas looks really good. I don't
Yeah.
know how Will Manning's going to do there, but as far as blue chip talent, they've got tons of it. And they have great offensive linemen too. So when I look in
So
preseason stuff, that's how I look at a team. I mean, how good does your line look? And Texas has got some bulls up there. So we'll see how that works out. But I think we'll be talking in December about Texas, Georgia, and Alabama in the SEC championship game, with LSU having a shot there because I think that Nussmeier is a good quarterback and will win them some games.
yeah, but those interception ratios for him, that was just as bad as Carson Beck. And speaking of Carson Beck, he's not going to do as
He has to throw a lot of balls though. I mean, they're
yeah,
forced to throw a lot. So when you throw a lot, you're going to get more picks.
yeah. I will give Carson
Those
Beck
are his
credit.
fault.
I
I
will
mean,
give Carson Beck credit for being able to come from behind and win games. That's the only thing I'm concerned about is can Gunnar Stockton come from behind and win games where you have to do it. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. He's only played one game and he
he didn't
had
look.
no protection.
He didn't look good. Let's just be
He
honest. If
he
we
did look good, but he has no protection around him.
he didn't look good at all. What did he have in that game? He didn't play very well in that
He
game.
looked pretty good. He looked good to me in the second half of the Texas game, but
He
that's
looked good, but the problem is he has no protection. And we got a fucking guy that can't block on the left side, the left tackle, that constantly comes at that got him hit, that got him hurt, and got Carson Beck hurt. And that guy's coming back. And when we got some new guys that are coming and they're unproven, that's the only thing I'm concerned about because all those offensive lines are unproven, especially the one from last year that was terrible, the one I'm talking about.
Fair enough, Jared. We'll see on that, brother.
Hey, I want you to watch. I want you two to go watch this movie. It's on your TV if you got HBO Max or uh, the app. It's called Sinners.
yeah. I don't watch movies.
We thank you for your movie promotion.
Sinners, what's it about?
Oh, it's basically about music, but it's some trippy shit. I don't want to spoil it for you. You gotta watch it and see it. It had me thinking like, what the fuck am I watching?
If
It's some
if
crazy
it
shit.
doesn't have some good action to it, doesn't have a really good plot, it'll put me to sleep. Because
Uh,
I can fall asleep just sitting here, to be honest with you. So it's got
No,
to.
well, the only thing is, it should have been 2 hours and 30 minutes, but it's about 3 hours. It's close to 3 hours,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's
Fair
not.
enough, Jared. We'll figure that out, buddy. Thank you, man.
Cocky
Yeah,
Talk, nice to see you over in the comment section again. He says, all jokes aside, till we start recruiting in the top eight, he had said a minute ago we were going undefeated. Uh, we won't win a national championship. We have to take recruiting to the next level. I mean, you're absolutely right. And they got a really good average right now. I mean, they've pulled in a lot of blue chippers, but they missed on some guys too that would have been nice for them to pick up on. Did you see the commitment on Friday night, Rob, of Landon Duckworth, who recommitted to South Carolina after decommitting last year, or did you just hear about that?
I heard about that. He recommitted. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I sat there and watched. I waited and waited and waited for him. It was supposed to be at 7, then it was 7:15, then it was 7. I think it finally was like 7:25. When he finally came on there, it took like 2 minutes. He kind of, I don't know. He kind of silly. He's kind of silly a little bit. Kind of, kind of gives off the vibes of being a little bit of a clown, you know. But I mean, he's a kid too.
I think that a lot of these kids getting these big
He can
recruiting
throw.
announcements.
He can throw some fucking dimes. He's out of Alabama. He's out of Jackson, Alabama. So I don't know what kind of I don't know what kind of competition he's facing down there. But I was watching some of the throw. Dude, And talk about dual threat, dude. They were on like their own 5 yard line, and he gets chased into the end zone, and he escapes pressure, and he breaks free, and he scored. I mean, he ran like a 95-yard touchdown. I mean, that's insane. I don't care if you're playing a shitty team. If they can't get you on the ground, damn.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that works out. I mean, the other thing I sent this to you about, and we kind of talked about it the other night. I
Jack
with
says Lagway is the definition of dual. Can we just say, going ahead and say that Lagway is just he's the best player in college football? I mean, hands down.
I
I
mean,
mean, he is the heart and soul of college football right now.
I don't know about all that. I sent this to you earlier with this kind of bugged me, and it was the whole thing with Indiana opting out of their game with Virginia, right? So their non-conference schedule for the next, I'll give you for the next couple of seasons here: Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State.
That's,
2026, they play Colorado State and Western Kentucky. These are all home games.
that's a
Uh,
murderer's row.
Kennesaw State, Indiana State, UMass. 2028,
UMass they don't play UMass on the road like Mizzou did, do they?
no. But then
Okay, so long as it's at home,
2028,
it might be a dangerous game.
2028, they got Austin P in Eastern Michigan, followed by Ball State, Eastern Michigan, and Western Kentucky in 2029. This
That's
graphic
the worst. That was some of the worst fucking schedules I've ever heard of.
well, but here's the thing. the the comment section on that with the people talking about there's no need to schedule tough non-con opponents. Like you're playing in the Big Ten. You don't have to do that. I mean, it was one right after another, right after another, after another. And I'm like, that's what's wrong
Well,
with college
you
football.
know, people want to see good matchups. That's what we want to see. We want to see good matchups. The coaches want to play these games because number one, they want to win. They want a sure win. Number two, I mean, I really truly think they want to have some games where they can rest some of their starters because it's a long season and sometimes one bye week. Are we always going to keep getting 2 bye weeks, or is this because last year we got 2? And I remember Uncle Lou talking about that. I guess he'd read something somewhere. He said it was just an anomaly because of the way the calendar fell. But we've got 2 again this year. So
Yeah.
are we going to continue to have that every year? I mean, it would be great if we did, but I don't know if the calendar is going to accommodate for that.
I don't know, man. That's
But I think a lot of coaches like to have like a built-in bye week, and I understand why, because there are injuries. But the thing is, all those cream puff games normally all come towards the very beginning of the season, or they come like next to the last week of the season. So I really don't know that that's doing you a lot of good at those points in the schedule. If they came in like mid October, and I could see, well, hey, that's almost a built-in bye week. So they want that. So they want to push back about that. But then Shane Beamer the other day said something which I kind of agree with it, but I kind of don't like the way he worded it. They asked him about a tough schedule and going
right.
to non-conference games, and he said something to the effect of, they already play Clemson, and they have a really good team every year, and it's almost like we're playing 9 conference games already, but he doesn't have a problem playing 9 conference games as long as everybody else in the conference schedules like that. I think we talked about this the other day. Here, stop. Don't fucking worry about what everybody else does. Don't worry about it. Just play your fucking schedule. Don't be scared to schedule a Power 4 team, and don't be scared if you're freaking. It's a conference schedule. I keep bringing up Lou. He said something in a video yesterday when he was talking about it, and I've been saying this for years, and I have. He said we in the SEC like to thump our chest about being in the SEC. He's like, and then we turn around and bitch about our damn schedule and playing another conference game.
My final thing for you this evening, Jackpot, is you talked so much about the Bush Light apple. And I was like, you know what? I want to try to get some Bush Light apple. So we went to the water park in Orangeburg yesterday. I stopped at I used the Bush Light apple product indicator thing, right? And it said there were like two gas stations that were right there near the water park that we could get some Bush Light apple. So we stopped. Neither one of them had it. So I came home, and the wife and we decided, oh, there's one that's right up the road from us. You know, about a couple of exits up. So we'll go up there. We go up there. They had no Bush Light. So then the wife's like, well, they have some in Bishopville. We'll go there. So we ended up driving 30 miles to freaking Bishopville. Yeah, we were going to go to Dairy Queen first, and we tried to get them in Bishopville. They don't have them there. I
You went to
think,
Bishopville?
yeah.
Didn't know anybody ever went to Bishopville for anything.
Well, we ended up driving all over the world, and we got no Bush Light apple.
I'm telling. Well, the thing is that indicator, that website is just a place where it's been before. It's been delivered, but the thing is that a website like that has no way of being in sync with the POS system at
I
those retailers. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So they're not going to know when you sold that through your register. It's kind of nuts. The only way you could find that right now anywhere in South Carolina would be honestly if some was put back in a cooler and it like something was put in front of it and it got missed and nobody saw it, or just some kind of freaky something or other. I went around to a few. I don't want to be like offensive here, but we call them Indian stores around here, just kind of out in the country, just thinking, well, maybe somebody didn't really know what that was and wasn't really interested in it. And no, I mean, didn't have it there. So you couldn't find it. So, and here's the thing too, you can go in these beer coolers and those Indian type stores and like, they're always wanting to know what you're doing, even though it's a walk-in cooler. And they're like, what you need, my friend? You need beer? And I'm like, nah, you ain't got what I'm looking for. What are you looking for? I'm like, okay, well, I was looking for that Bush Light apple. Oh, no, we don't have that. They discontinued, my friend. I'm like, okay, well, I can see that it's not here. So, I don't really need to talk with you about it. But and one guy asked me something about, well, what you looking for in a cooler? And I'm like, I said, I'm not stealing. I mean, I'm looking. You don't have what I want. I was looking for a drink. Have a good day. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about donezo. But I do know from our Facebook page, a Facebook group I'm in, there have been places in Pennsylvania that got another drop of that stuff. So I'm hoping and praying that I can find it somewhere around the Poconos when I go. But I want to say this: I'm not going to I'm not going to spend my vacation trying to chase that shit down. If I can't have it, you can't have it. I don't understand why Anheuser-Busch won't just go on ahead and mass produce it and have it as a regular item. If it's sold this great, do you think it would be a deal like, okay, like this Whataburger that's up the road from us here on Woodruff Road in Greenville. And they've got several of them all over Greenville. They got them over Spartanburg now. They built one in Anderson. And when they built it initially, Whataburger was such a big fucking deal that people camped out there overnight for the opening. I mean, they had cars lined up for a mile. You could even look at it on your maps thing on your phone around Whataburger. It opened about this time last year, and it was a red line on your Apple map for several days. I mean, the line to get into Whataburger was like that. The last time I went to Whataburger, which was like a week and a half ago, we went and got something to eat one night when we both worked late. We were the only people there. There was no one eating in the restaurant. We were the only ones in the drive-thru. Do you think Bush Light Apple that Bush, the Anheuser-Busch people think that, oh, if we mass produce that, then nobody will buy it?
I don't know. I mean, look, you talking about it
It's
had me
weird.
wanting to try it. So, super chat from Mike. Taters will be fried. Crab chips are dank. CFB is nearly back. Let's give thanks. Go Cox for jackpot. Thank you for the super
Thank you,
chats.
Mike. It's just interesting. I'm interested about stuff. I like to go into rabbit holes about stuff like that, like marketing. I get really interested in it. I just I don't understand it. I mean, it seems like to me that even if people got tired of it and it ended up not selling, I feel like for 1 year at least, you would be setting records selling just so much of that shit because people like it so much. I mean, it just and like Bush Light beer, I mean, it sells really well, but I don't I don't think that's everybody's first choice for beer. I do know that Bush Light sells really good in Clemson. I worked the food line over there. When I'd taken a break from doing the Utz chips for a while and went back into retail for a few months, and then I went back to ours, and then I was kind of waiting to get on a route, and I was helping some guys out and filling in for a vacation and filling out for one kid that was sick. I worked the food line in Clemson a couple of times, and they had this was when school wasn't in session. It was just let out for the summer. This was last year. And there were 3 pallets of the Bush Light in the back with the John Deere tractor on the package. And I'm like, my God, lady. I'm like, y'all sell that much of that? And she's like, oh, yeah. She said last year, she was like, we went through like 74 pallets the entire year. I'm like, my gosh, that's a lot of freaking Bush Light beer to go through. That is crazy.
Anyway, we look for Bush Light.
Will Eubank said regular Bush Light. They changed the recipe a few years ago. It's a lot better now. I switched it from Miller Lite. Well, I'm gonna have to try that then.
Yeah.
Does that help our farmers? Yeah, they do. But I'm gonna have to try that then again. I haven't drank regular Bush Light in a long time. The apple one, I really went after and dug that one. Well, Bush Light's big into sponsoring and stuff. So
I'm going to talk to some friends of mine that that might have some stuff on it. So we'll see how that works out. Walking off super chat. Good crowd in here tonight. Hell yeah! Thank you, sir.
Yeah, because like if somebody found some around Columbia and they sat beside of me, I would be more than willing to come down there and grab it. I would come one day after I finished my route. Even I mean, I would do whatever. I told the one guy that was down in Alabama. He's not in the chat tonight. The Army man. That if they were able to find it there, I would drive down there to get it. I don't know if it'd be before or after I come back from my vacation. But as I was saying, in Pennsylvania, they have beer stores in Pennsylvania. It's not like it is here. In Pennsylvania, their liquor and alcohol laws are a little bit different. So in the grocery store, if you go into say you go into Giant up there, which is the big grocery chain, the beer is just like it is here. It's in a separate area, but there's also there is a separate register there. So if you purchase beer, wine, you have to buy it through that register. Now, they will also ring up for you up to 10 grocery items in most of those spots. But you have to buy the beer in that at that register. So you can't take it through the regular line. And they will only sell you 2 packets. It's only 2 packages per person. So I could buy 2 suitcases. I could buy 2 12-packs. I could buy 2 tall boys. But I can only buy 2 packages for myself through that. So they've got these, and a lot of the convenience stores that you go to there, like Wawa, Turkey Hill, Sheets, they don't sell beer. They don't have beer in those stores. What they have are beer stores.
Okay.
That would be like your Greens discount beverage or your Total Wine store that we have here, but they're just beer stores and they're like independent and they're in like just all kind of different areas, but they're huge and they'll have just pallets of beer. In these stores. And I mean, and they sell those 30 racks in Pennsylvania, which is like a big, tall version of like a Pepsi cube. It's like a Pepsi cube, but it has another layer to it. So it's a 30 rack. But yeah, those people up there, I mean, they like to drink, man. Um, so some of those stores have been known to have another drop of that bush apple, but we'll see. I'm gonna go explore in a little bit, but I ain't gonna make it the point of my vacation because that's not what it's all about.
Kentucky Blue Ball says Bush Light is like having sex in a canoe, close to effing water. Very good, sir. Can you address LSU Hyper Ninja? Apparently, he wants you to say something to me about Pavia. I don't know. He's like,
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't get back up there to where he was at right now, but he said
I got it.
yeah. Anyway, he said he likes the Ruffino and Joe show. All right, so these guys do a podcast and it's in video format, and actually the Ruffino guy on this podcast and the Joe guy, the Ruffino guy played ball at LSU. Joe, they say he played football at Rhode Island. I don't know. But anyway, the first time I really sat down and watched their shows, they were talking about Diego Pavia. Um, and I really just I didn't like some of the things they had to say about him. That that he was overloading things. He was writing checks his mouth couldn't cash. You're Vanderbilt. You don't have a right to be saying this about anybody. How can you say these things? How can you come out and say you're going to run the state of Tennessee? He's not serious about college football. The one guy said, "Oh, he says him and his teammates are grinding at 2 o'clock in the morning to get ready for next season. But we've got pictures from your Snapchat where you were out with your brothers at 2 o'clock on a Saturday morning at the club." And okay, first of all, you're like I don't know how old these guys are. But I mean you're old, you're at least 30 or more, and you're like scumming some kid's Instagram, which is just weird, or his Snapchat, but whatever. They didn't say they grind at 2 in the morning every Saturday night. They said they were doing it. He probably did it a few times. And so he deduced from that they did it all the time. Second of all, I mean, does it take the game seriously? I mean, he fucking beat Alabama. I mean, are you serious with me right now? And third, I mean, in what world are we supposed to just come up and say, yeah, we had a really good year this year, but I think we're going to come back down to earth this year, and reality is going to smack us in the face. We'll be lucky to win 5 games, yada, yada. He's a quarterback. He's the leader. And whether you think it's bullshit or not, he's got to exude some confidence. And they know that. So I don't really get with the whole he's not serious about football thing. I don't like that at all. I like the guy. I mean, I think he's a hell of a football player, and I think his confidence and like his demeanor is something that's missing in the game right now. Now, I hope he doesn't fucking beat us at home because that's going to be embarrassing. It's easy for me to sit here and talk about how great he is and sing his praises, and then if he comes down there at Williams-Brice at time and drags his goober against us, then the rabbit's going to have the gun and things aren't going to be so fun. Maybe I won't like Mr. Pavia so much, but I think he's a heck of a kid, man. I like him a lot. So
Yeah, it's nuts to like a young man for the way that he goes out there and plays. He leaves his damn soul on the field. And that's great.
but I'm going to say this, but I criticize them for that. They did an episode a few days after that. They did it was a 30-minute long episode about the Gamecocks, and they put us over. They did have some of the same concerns that I do about the team this year, though, about the defense, about the front seven, but they still think Lenora Sellers is a stud, and then they talked about the running back situation too. And I enjoyed their commentary on the Gamecocks. I thought it was fair. So I mean, they're back in my decent graces.
There you go. And since that's the way it's going to work out, Jackpot's going to keep us up to date on the debate where he's going to slap around the gentleman from Tennessee, the liar from Tennessee. That's going to be fun. Let us know how that works out. And we'll be back at it on Wednesday night, man. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you later on.